guys, it's Sarah, and this week is Random Week, and so for Random Week, I'm gonna talk about maybe like a story. I didn't really think this through. I just kind of like turned the camera on and was like, oh, let's do this. That was a weird noise. I don't really like my camera positioning. Hold on. Alright, that's better. So, on Random Week, I guess it's gonna be story time. So, first I could start off with like a brief thing on how I met everybody. Jill, I met at the bus stop in kindergarten. Gwen, I knew her when I was little, but like I didn't know, in 6th grade, I didn't know that was her. And so, 6th grade, I met Gwen in detention. And Paulina, I met her in band, and we got closer because she was friends with Gwen and She was friends with Gwen and Jill. She wasn't friends with herself. I mean, I'd hope not. But, so, that's how I met all of them. And so it was actually my idea to start this channel. And so I was like, oh hey, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. Let's get them in on it and we'll make a group channel. 'Cause why not make a group channel? Like, it's a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Alright, so something we could talk about is injuries and how many injuries I have gotten before. So, my worst injury was probably when I was 5 years old. And what happened was, you know, I was in my backyard, gonna go to my playscape as like a normal 5-year-old kid would do, because, you know, you have a playscape in your backyard. You're not gonna, like, ignore it. So, I go, and I stand by my playscape. At least this is how I remember it. This is how I remember it. I don't know how it actually happened. But I'm at the playscape, and so my brother is throwing rocks, big, like, flat stones, maybe, like, this big, and into our turtle sandbox that was full of water because it rained in it and we never put the turtle shell cover thing on it. So, while he was doing that, I decided I was going to stand by the swing set. And that was my mistake because my brother decides he's going to drop a rock on my head, and then he cracked my skull open. My head probably cracked from like here to here. Yeah, it cracked a good distance. So I had to go to the hospital, and at the hospital they took this thing that was probably like this big, and it looked like brown soap, like chocolate soap kinda. I don't know why I thought it was chocolate in the shape of a soap bar, but it looked like soap. And it was actually like glue, and they glued my skull back together because, you know, I can't walk around with an open head. But yeah, that was a pretty big injury in my life. So next up is me and my friend Cody. We were like, oh hey, let's have a race down this hill. We'll go around the entire neighborhood, and when we cross this line, that person wins. And, you know, it wasn't a big deal because, like, you weren't winning anything. It was just, like, the joy of winning. So my little brother joins in the game, and I was like, alright, you can play, I guess. You can race, I guess. So we're going down the hill. I wasn't going that fast because it was a hill and I didn't want to die. And so my brother was ahead of me, and my friend, he was kind of like behind me, riding next to me. And he yells to me, hey, if you don't slow down, you're gonna hit by a car. The car swerves around my brother, and it didn't really hit me, like this is me and this car, it's not like, ah. It was more of me, like, slamming into it, but, like, it kinda, like, it was, you know, I kinda, like, slid against it, and I broke the mirror off their car. It was, like, kinda dangling there. But, you know, I jumped right up, and I was like, hey, I'm fine. 'Cause I guess it was the shock, and I was like, oh my god, I'm fine. But, you know, like, my knees were gushing blood almost to my ankles. My elbow was bleeding, maybe it's just skinned, I don't remember. But apparently I was crying too, and I don't even remember this part, but my friend told me that I was crying. And so I was like, the lady was apparently training to be a cop, which I don't remember that part either. And so she was like, do you want me to call the cops? And I was like, no, I'm fine. And she was like, can you, and like, it was on and about that, like, calling the cops and crap. And I was like, no, I'm fine. Like, I don't need you to call the cops, I'm fine. So, I get up and I start walking, well, she wants me to get my mom, so I'm walking up the hill. But I was walking up the hill, going to get my mom, of course, dragging the bike behind me, because at least I remember it that way. But I was carrying my bike up, having to, like, lift the back half, and I'm pretty sure I was, like, carrying it half the time. And so this lady comes out of her house, and she's like, do you want me to call the cops? Are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. And I kept walking. And so I go to my mom, and I'm in the basement. At this point, I'm, like, shaking pretty bad now. She went down to talk to the lady, because that's what you're supposed to do. So, moral of the story, I got hit by a car. Yeah, those were my injury stories, and how I met my friends. Yay! Alright, well, anyway, stay sassy, guys. I love you, and peace.